Call to order the meeting of the Board of Adjustments. Thank you all for being here today. We do have our minutes from our last meeting, but since we do not have a quorum, we're going to hold these off to our next meeting to approve the minutes, okay? All right, I'll turn this over to our building official, Mr. Mike Bailey.
Thank you. It's just one item today. It's case number V-04-21, Northwood Properties, LLC, seeking a variance for a placement of a commercial sign in a residential zone. This is from section 15-66, signs in a residential district of the City of Seaford zoning ordinance. Property is located at 411 North Shipley Street. That's tax map parcel 531-13.06-105.00. Zoning is R1, low density residential. This is the property in question here. Formerly doctor's office. They renovated it a couple years ago to be a spa. Forest Spa is what's there currently. What's next? This is the sign they proposed, just a small ground sign, and I did list the provisions for a commercial sign, which basically is what this is, what they'll have to follow, and that's the maximum size of the ground sign shall not exceed 150 square feet per side, and the proposed sign is 14 square feet, so it's a small sign, and the minimum distance from the property shall be 5 feet. One more slide. And this, they did give us this picture showing the proposed location, which in this picture, it does not appear to be 5 feet from the property line, so that's flexible. They can move that around. I just wanted to include that to show what it will look like on the property. I believe that's the last slide. And someone is here from the property if there's any questions.
I have just a couple. Would you mind coming up?
If you'll come up to the podium, just state your name for the record, please. Thanks.
My name is Jenna Beard. I'm one of the owners of Forest.
Thank you for coming, Ms.
Sure.
Beard. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So just a couple questions. Is the plan for this sign for it to be a lit sign?
So it's not like illuminating, but there will be ground lights shooting up onto the sign at night.
So good. Just to ask the question, when you install those ground lights, would you put those lights on a timer so that, you know, in the evening, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, those lights would go off? Have you thought about anything like that? Because there are residential houses across the street.
I hadn't considered that. We have a light on the sign that's on the building right now, and that stays on all night. But if the ground lights were had to be on a timer, that's no problem at all.
So let me ask this question. If we don't make that a requirement, but if the code department gets complaints from the neighbors that's shining in would you be willing to work with our building official to adjust the lights or maybe even curtail them in later evening hours?
Yes.
Could we do that?
Yes.
Okay. And then the building official talked about, you know, the setback from the property line. You're going to require it to be 5 feet back?
Yes, that's the requirement for a ground sign. So just have to, based on that picture, just have to be moved back towards your building a couple feet.
Okay.
And so that doesn't cause you any problems? You'll be okay with being able to locate that?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And then a couple questions for the building official. The location that's proposed, that's out of the visibility?
Yes, yeah, they have quite a distance from that to the intersection.
There's a parking lot, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right. And then I guess the final question is, the next door neighbor, the church that's there, they have a similar sign?
They have a similar sign. It's closer to the building, and it's illuminated by a ground light as well.
Okay. And then this one is not bigger than the adjacent one, if I remember correctly.
I don't believe
do you
so.
believe so?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
Well, first, I just want to say you did an amazing job on the building.
Thank you.
I think you've inspired all of us to do a better job on our potential properties, but
Thank you.
that building's been there a long time. It was extremely dated, and what you guys did to it is really incredible. So I commend you on that. But
Thank you.
also down the street, a couple blocks, is a funeral home that has a light on their sign 24 hours a day, I think, too, that's pretty close to the sidewalk. So I don't see this being anything out of the sorts, and it looks like it's a high-end, good quality sign, so I don't see any issues with it. I would note that there is no one here from the public, so with that, I'll accept the motion.
So I'll make a motion to approve the requested variance for Northwood Properties LLC. And I'll just make note that based on the location and the review of the site, this is not out of the character for the neighborhood. There are other signs of similar placement and character in that neighborhood. So for that reason, I would make a motion to approve the variance requested.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate
Thank
what
you
you're
so
doing.
much. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. We're done. Thank you.